Hi everyone, I'm Katie and I'm a reference librarian here at Fond du Lac Library. Today we're going to make our Halloween take-a-make for teens and adults. And if you like one, you can pick up the kit over at the reference desk upstairs on the second floor, or you can stop by our drive-thru. And in your bag that you picked up, you should have a wooden board, some nails, which you should have at least 31 for the design we're making today, but you might have as many as 34, so just some extras. You'll also have some black paint, a paintbrush, some painter's tape, some thread, which you'll have white thread and then black thread on the inside because we'll start with white first. And then at home, you should have a pair of scissors and a hammer. And to start, you're going to need to take your board. That board is going to need to be painted on the front side, but you can also paint on the sides of the board if you choose. So when it's done, it should look nice and solid black. I did some thin layers on this first, let it completely dry, and then painted a second layer. But it depends on really how thick the paint is that you're applying, so it might only take one layer. Just make sure it dries completely. And when you're doing the edges, if you choose to paint those as well, there are smooth sides and some textured sides. So if you have a smooth side, just paint it normally. But on the textured sides, just make sure you dab your brush. You don't want to tear it apart, so it's a little bit gentler to do that with it. And then once you are ready to go and your board is completely dry, then we can move along and start doing the actual stenciling. All you're gonna do is take your piece of paper, you're gonna line it up on your board, and you're gonna take your tape and just tape along all four edges if you want to make it secure. Just try to center it. Find a nice spot to tape it down. This is why it needs to be extra dry. If it's not dry, the tape will have a hard time sticking to the board. And also, the tape will pull off a lot of the paint. So you want to make sure that isn't a problem. Okay. And you should have enough tape on there for this. There you go. And once that's secure, what you're gonna do is start taking your nails. Now I'm gonna speed through this probably, but before I get started, I'll just take a look at the design and find the center pieces. You want to start from the center and work your way out, or else it'll be really hard to put your fingers in the design and get into there to hammer them down. So just make sure you start from the center and work your way around. You can also do different heights. Like for me, I like them a little bit longer so you don't have to put them all the way in. They will sometimes get a little bit wonky, so like tilting one way or the other. That should be okay because from the front, once we're done with the string, you won't actually notice the angles too much. So try not to worry about it too much and just go to town. Okay. And once you're done nailing all of that, you're going to want to check each of the nails, make sure they're secure. If any of them feel kind of loose, just make sure to give it an extra hit or two with the hammer. Just get them really in there tight because you're going to be tearing this paper out and you don't want them to pop out. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Okay, I don't feel anything very loose, so I can just start taking out the paper at this point. And yeah, so you just start untaping, and you'll want to do it gently just in case your paint is still a little bit wet and you just didn't know it. So looks like mine was pretty good though, no paint's coming up. Okay, and once the tape is all the way off, you can just start tearing the paper off of your design. That way you can see where all the string is when you're finally stringing it. So just go ahead, start the tear. And you'll make a nice big little mess out of the paper, but that's okay. And there should be some paper that's also stuck in your nails. Basically, you can just pick it out, like either with your fingernails or you can find like tweezers or something. I don't have tweezers on that, but I'd use it. Or you can use an extra nail. Just kind of dig around those. And once you're done with all the paper and getting the little tiny flecks out of the bottom of the nails, I didn't get all of it. Honestly, if it becomes an issue, I'll just probably paint it or pick at it more. But now I can move on to the string. You'll start with white, and the white will actually be the body of the ghost. So what I'm gonna do is do the edging first. So go all along the edging, the outside of the body. And I'm not gonna do anything with the eyes yet. So outline first, and then once the outline is done, I'm gonna start doing random points throughout the body, and I can start attaching it to the eyes, but I'm not gonna outline the eyes in white, specifically so that the black will look better once we put it on there. So go ahead, unravel a bit of your string, and pick a point on your board that you think would be a good point to start. I'm just gonna do this edge here. And if you want, you can just tie a loop, and then as it gets smaller, bring it down to the nail. You're gonna want that knot to be tight, and you're gonna double knot it. Just make sure that's secure and tight. If you need to do a third knot, that's fine. You just don't want it to slip off from wherever it connects. And then once that's good, I'll just start doing the edging. And one way to do it is to do one pass where you kind of loop along the outside. So I'll keep doing that until I've gone all the way around the body. And then we'll start doing loops on the inside. So we'll loop from the other direction now. Just around the left and around. And you'll see that you get kind of like this double line going along the edge. I'll just keep doing that until I finish. You want it to be nice and tight all the way along it, so just make sure it never slacks. And yeah, just complete the outline first. I had a loose nail, so just want to get that fixed first. And once you've done the full outline, you can go ahead and start connecting to the eye points and to other parts of the body. You're just going to want to do it as randomly as you want or as methodically as you want. You're just trying to fill in the body space. So we'll start just doing random points. And you don't have to always connect to the eyes. You can actually do like parts that are connecting on the body. So you're just going to keep doing it till it's filled in. You can see that the body is really starting to fill in nicely at this point, and I just keep wanting to connect points that haven't been connected yet. That's kind of how I'm filling in the space. So I'll even start going diagonal across the body now. And now that I think that this is a good stopping point, you can keep going, like always, but if you think it's good, I am just going to make another pass around the outline of the body to kind of fill that in and make it a little bit starker, a little bit bolder. So again, I'll do inside, then outside, or outside, then inside, whichever is easier. Okay. And you should be able to generally see where you started with that. And then you're going to switch again. So I did the inside and I'll do the outside. And once you're at a good stopping point, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but you cut your thread, and then you find which nail you're going to tie off of, and then I string this underneath, and then try to tighten it around a nail. And once it's a little bit tighter, string it through the other side, so you're going to be making a knot. Kind of lift it up. Get through there. Tighten. And you'll just keep tying knots through that last string. So you can like push down the other threads a little bit, get underneath it, and start pulling that through. Tightening. Just do it one or two more times just to make sure it doesn't come loose. So through the bottom and then through the loop. I'm going to make sure it's on one side of the nail. And once that's done, you're going to cut the string as close as you can get. Then you're going to get that other string from below. So find a way to work it through. And I'll cut that as close as I can get. Make sure you don't cut the other strings. It will blend into the pattern. Okay. And now you've got the body of the ghost done. It looks very cute. And now we get to add the cute little eyes. On your spool, there's probably a lot of white thread left because you have a lot of extra, just in case you want to really fill it in. You can just loosen it. The white will be able to completely come off. Then all that will be left is black thread. And what you'll do is you'll want to do this for each of the eyes, but you're going to tie one of them. So tie the thread onto one of the nails. If you're like me, you're gonna accidentally tie a knot, but you want that knot to loop around the nail. So keep doing it till you get it. Lasso that nail. If it slips off, you might be able to just wiggle it back on. Double or triple knot it. And once that's done, you're going to outline one of the eyes, the one that you just tied your string onto. I will cut the black thread first. So get that kind of close. You don't need it to be perfect. And then just loop along the outside then the inside, or the inside then the outside, and then start randomly filling it just like you did with the body. Once it's completely full, you're going to tie it off and then start the other eye. You're not going to string across. So just finish your outline and then fill in one of the eyes. Okay, and then once you think that it's filled enough within the eye, you're going to do another outline and then tie it off. If you're at a good point, you can tie off now. So this one's going to be a little bit more tight just because of how small the space is. Make sure the end is really put together because sometimes it likes to fray. Underneath. Or maybe it would be easier to start the knot. Just pull it down further. Gonna loop it. Okay. swoop, tie again. Just loop it like you're about to tie a very knot. Wrap it around that nail again and tighten. Okay. Now it's pretty secure. You can go ahead and cut that off as close as you can get without cutting any of the other thread, of course. And then you'll start doing the other eye. And you'll just start again by tying off. Just make that knot. A little tight. Snip out of it. And then do the outline. And once you finish that outline, do the inside of the eye just like last time. Then you just do the outline again. And once you finish that, just tie it off again. Once that's good, you can cut it free. Okay. Now you have a ghost with his little eyeballs in there now. And if you want to, you can leave the nails visible or you can paint them black, whichever you prefer. And now you have a cute little ghost standee for your spooky Halloween displays. Thank you for joining us today at Fond du Lac Library for this Take and Make craft for Halloween, and we look forward to having you next time.